how to host your local service on your desktop computer and make it accessible over the internet. Before getting started, it has two requirements, and the first one is you absolutely need a computer to run your local service on it. You can't do it on your personal computer, personal Windows, Mac OS, or anything, or any computer. And even you can't do it on your single boot computer like Raspberry Pi 2. And the second one is you need a router to expose your service over the internet. In this case, you can use your home Wi-Fi modem, and in this video, I do the same. Firstly, you need to launch your local service, and it doesn't matter how and which operating system you are using, and even if you're using Linux, which distro you are using. On the Windows or Mac OS, you can do this on the Windows or Windows or Mac OS. You can run it via WAMP or XAMPP, and if you run your programming language CLI like Python, Node.js, Java, or any programming language, you can still do it. Like via Python, your file.py or npm run or uh, Maven run Java -jar or any command that runs your service and provides you a port on your local computer. In this video, I use the Nginx for exposing my local service. And firstly, I need to install Nginx by running DNF because I use Fedora computer. If you're using Linux, you need to do via pacman-f or apt install. For installing Nginx, I enter my password, and after it updates the repositories, it tries to install the Nginx, and because of it's installed on my computer, it's very too fast, and it mentions me that it's already installed on my computer. And after that, you need to configure the Nginx, and I run the sudo nano etc nginx and the nginx config. Because of there might be various ports on my nginx, I prefer to write my include and every .conf there are inside my nginx folder. And if you don't have it, I suggest you to add it yourself manually. Uh, as here is existed, include inside the etc nginx and inside the conf.d every .conf file that are there in the nginx, it's running. Okay, so we go to that address to create our config by running sudo nano etc nginx conf.d, and inside that I, for example, write the local service.conf, and inside that I write my server, and inside the bracket I specify the listen port, for example 1313, my root directory, which mentions to directory of my web project. For example, because of it's already existed inside the USR share nginx HTML, I write it here. Oh, I missed the semicolon inside at the end of lines. And for the index, I specify like something like myweb dot html, and I enter the semicolon and save it. Okay, and then I run sudo nginx -t to the nginx test the to nginx test the syntax, which it's okay, and then I run sudo systemctl restart nginx, and as you can see, it has issue. And if I check its logs, it tells me that it's the HTTP reverse proxy server faces the issue. It's because of the my Linux computer uh, doesn't approve the 1313 ports. And to fix that, firstly I need to install. Firstly I need to install the uh, Linux core. Sorry. Uh, policy sudo dnf install poly policy code utils for the policy code utils Python utils, and then I enter, and it updates the repositories and it's already installed. Then I need to allow that port on my Linux. To do that, I run sudo cmanage dash the cmanage port. I need to specify -t for its type. I write the http port underscore t dash a dash p for my port tcp 1313. And I enter that, and it didn't face any issue, so it might allow 1313 port. So I rerun the sudo systemctl restart nginx, and as you can see, it doesn't face issue right now. Go to the sudo nano to my mention to my directory, which I address that inside my nginx config etc user share nginx html, and inside that I specified myweb.html. I think. Let me recheck it. Cat etc nginx conf. That's the local. That was this address. Sudo nano this address, and it's my file. And just for mentioning that it will run, I write a very simple HTML like 1990 century HTML inside the body, for example, very simple HTML file. Hello guys, hello man. And it must be run because I run the nginx. It must be run on localhost on point 1313, and as you can see, it's already run on my local service. And after that, I need to allow it on the firewall. And to allow it on the firewall, it has two possibilities. The first one is that you have the UFW, and which, for example, in my case, sudo UFW status is not enabled, and if UFW firewall is enabled for you, you need to allow your 13 your ports by UFW allow uh, 13 and TCP, and if it's not, you just need to allow it to the firewall, your core Linux firewall. For example, I run sudo firewall cmd dash dash permanent because I don't want to, after I restarted my computer, it resets dash dash permanent dash dash add port 13. It has the syntax error. Let me check it. Dash port 13 slash TCP and success and great. It must be accessible over my home network too. And to check my address in my home network, I run ifconfig, and it's my wireless card, which my address is 192.168.3.35, and if I open up it and inside here run my local service and 13, it's okay, it's accessible. um, okay, and after that we need to forward ports, our local ports to our public, our local service on our local IP endpoint into the public IP endpoint. And to do that, I go to terminal again and write IPR, and my gateway address is 192.168.3.1, and I go to that, my web UI, I enter my password. It's usually the same. Usually the port forwarding is inside your NAT. You need to find NAT in your web UI. It's in my web UI, it's inside the network NAT, and inside the port forwarding, I enter my local, my private IP of my service, and it was 192.168.3.35. I need to allow the protocol TCP protocol, and I click on add. And please pay attention that usually majority of ISPs block some default ports like 80, 20, 22. If you need these ports, you must be in touch with your ISP to allow that port for your public IP. This is my rule. Please make sure that do make sure that it's active, and I need to enter here my IP address uh, on the local computer, and as we have seen here, it's were on 13, and it's were running. I enter that here, and inside the public IP, I don't want it to be on 80 because the ISP blocks it. So I enter some other ports like 18, 80, 18, 81, 80, for example. I click on apply, and then everything is done. Just the single thing that you need to do is finding your public IP address, and it could be found by running curl ip.me, and it's my public IP address. So I open up my browser again and enter that IP address, and the ports that I need to specify here is this port, which I specified for my public IP address, 8180. And if I run that, oh, let us check what's wrong here. 1330, no, and it might be right, and it's okay. 8180. I think that the ISP is still blocks it, or my public IP must be incorrect, but it's right. 81. I missed that. 81, 80. I think that it's the issue from ISP, so I change it to some other port like 80, 86 to check that again. Has the issue. Actually, I found the issue, the ISP blocks, because of my frequent requests to my local computer, on my port, and actually ISP knows it. I don't as a port which is easy to understand, because of that my ISP blocks this port. And to fix this issue, firstly I restarted my my home modem, because when you restart your modem and your router, your ISP obtain you another public IP address, and I've done it, and my public IP address is changed. Let me run the curl IP. That's me now. My public IP address is it, and let me enter that here. And because of usually ISP blocks some ports that are easy to understand, I write this port again here, and the 1313. Let me check that again, 1313, and it expects to run and show my website, and hold on, it's my local service which is accessible over the public IP address. And for example, to change something in this content, I can change, for example, user share HTML, nginx HTML, and sorry, I can't remember my file, what exactly was cat etc nginx conf, that's d, and my local, oh, it was my web.html, for example, instead of hey man, or below it, or I write my content is changed. Oh my shit, I run it with sudo, I missed that again. I enter my password. Where's my new content here? Changed content. I save it and I open up my. And after I refresh this, its content is changed. It means that it doesn't load from cache, and it's real time, and it's accessible over the public IP address. And as you have seen, it's my home desktop computer, and it's on your Linux computer, Mac OS, and even Windows computer. And if you are interested to this content, and I can provide another video to point our local service to the dynamic IP address and dynamic URL, which instead of IP address you can enter your domain name. If you didn't subscribe my channel, please make sure that you subscribe my channel.